wanna bury you in 6 feet of sugar. I wanna watch you come back to me. With every step I pray it doesn't rain. My own Candy Mountain. They say things don't last.
Hi, and welcome to this edition of Junk Food on the Road. Today we are talking about
memorable treats throughout the years.
Yes. So, obviously we haven't been traveling much lately, so we want to sort of, like, there's a few treats that we come back to when we talk about all the time. A couple of the treats I have in mind for a memorable treat throughout the year were actually treats that I tried traveling before I met Chris. Because, you know, there was life before Chris, and I probably had visited about 30 countries by the time I met him.
So we called before Chris BC.
BC, yeah. And I want to say that only one of those countries was actually in Europe. So I had been other places. I've been on all 5 continents, all 6 continents, all 6 inhabited continents. I have not been to Antarctica. But we just have some treats that, you know, we really, really like.
I might even have a few
VA
treats if I think about it. Yeah.
We might do.
Yeah.
One I think is one that both of us have loved, and that is South African rusks.
Yes, you introduced me to those.
Yes.
But man, are they good.
And you were a non-believer. You thought that it was just like all the other rusks that you get in grocery stores.
They're not even the same thing.
No,
They're closer to that cookie thing you get in coffee shops. You know?
Biscotti.
Biscotti. It's closer to a biscotti. It's like if shortbread and biscotti made a beautiful little child.
Yes, they are so good. And in fact, we were in Western Australia somewhere, in this like cute little town. I think it was Denmark. And somebody had made homemade South African rusks and put them in like this little craft store. And I saw them, and it was just like, I think we probably overpaid. But man, they were so good, especially dipped in coffee or tea. Just spectacular.
Yeah. I mean, they're good on their own too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely that's a good one. That's a good pull. One of the things I was thinking about, sort of a memorable treat for me that maybe is before Allison, is Saunders chocolate sauce.
Yeah, I'm not. Is that American?
It's an American chocolate sauce, and it's only available. I think it's only in Detroit. And it's because it's actually like made there and everything like that. And it is, as far as ice cream, chocolate sauces you put on ice cream, it is far and beyond the best thing I've ever had.
I've never tried it, and we need to do a road trip to the States so that I can.
Yeah, and like I said, you have to go to like Detroit if it still exists, and like you can get it everywhere. It's funny because
I think Detroit is still there.
No, I mean the chocolate sauce. But the thing about Saunders chocolate sauce is it's funny. It's like you can get it in grocery stores in Detroit. So it's not like you even have to go to a particular place. I think they do have they did have a store where you could get it, but you could just go to like you know the Giant Eagle or whatever the grocery store was there and just get it. And if you talk to somebody from Detroit, they're like, "What? It's just chocolate sauce." Like don't you get, like that's what they think chocolate sauce should be, and it's just like, oh my God, you don't understand what the rest of the world is suffering with.
You know, and that makes me think of the Belgian chocolate sauce.
Of course, this is something we tell everybody.
Yeah, Noir de Noir. It's a commercially made chocolate sauce, and it's made by Côte d'Or, which you can get all over the world. You can get Côte d'Or products, but you cannot get their Noir de Noir chocolate sauce.
Which is like Nutella on steroids.
Yeah, but no nuts. It's
no nuts.
Just chocolate.
Dark chocolate too.
Dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Creamy, good.
If you find Nutella to be too sweet, but you want a chocolate spread, this is where you go.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is absolutely amazing.
I haven't had some in a couple of years now, and it's I'm jonesing a little.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll be living in Europe again sometime soon. Maybe we can make a trip.
Yeah, and any Belgian chocolate that's made by like the little chocolate shops, you can't go wrong.
But Noir de Noir is something special.
Noir de Noir is something special, and you get it at like the convenience store, or the grocery store. It's just a thing.
Now, a lot of the stuff that's like that I would say that's kind of memorable. It's like there are the nice chocolate shops, and the nice candy stores that hand make stuff, and of course it's all good. But some of the stuff that's actually really memorable is stuff that it's like in the area where it's made is every day, but it's like because they don't even realize it's something special.
Like, and this is BC. Taiwanese street food. And the street food in Taiwan is spectacular. Also in markets in China, but Taiwan and China do this egg crepe thing on the street where they take like an egg base, and I'm not sure if it has flour or not. It probably does to hold it together. And they make this thing and they fill it together with like any filling you want that they have available there. Like it can be meaty, it can be vegetable-y, it can be sweet. And then they fold it together like in it's almost like a triangle.
Okay.
And it's not like the Japanese crepes that you see on like with the all the fancy stuff. It's just this real wholesome, good street food crepe with like stuff in it, like vegetables and eggs, or like some chicken or some like whatever, and it is unbelievably good. Like one of the biggest memories of travel that I have with travel and food was just like being able to walk up to any street vendor in Taiwan and getting some sort of fantastic taste sensation. And those crepes were like on the top of that list.
I could think of another Asian thing that's going to be on the top of your list. Mr. Bean.
Oh my God, Mr. Bean. I forgot about Mr. Bean. In Singapore, it also exists in Japan. Like there's one in Tokyo that we found. But it's completely different in Tokyo because they adapt to local tastes. But Mr. Bean makes these little filled soy cakes, sort of like moon cakes for Chinese lunar viewing, fall season thing. But these are just like these little cakes that are filled with stuff, and they make one that's filled with crunchy peanut butter. And oh my God, and it's warm. It always comes warm. And they have like other ones too, like savory with like chicken or egg inside. And they've got a Nutella one that Chris really likes.
The thing about the Nutella and the peanut butter one, I don't think it's like store-bought product.
No, I think they do it themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes it really unique. Like the peanut butter is crunchy, and it's like chunks of peanut butter, like not peanuts.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's broken up pieces of peanut in peanut butter. Like it's not just little micro bits or anything. So
and just so, and it doesn't like fall apart when you eat it.
Yeah.
It maintains its integrity.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Oh, Mr. Bean.
Yeah. I mean, if we go back to crepes too, in France, there's some pretty good.
France, street crepes along the Champs-Elysees, super yummy.
Filling of choice?
I'm between Nutella and Marin cream. Marin cream is chestnut cream.
So the Marin cream is definitely something unique.
It is pretty unique.
Yeah, and again, that's something in France. They're like, this is Marin cream. What's the big deal? And it's like, nobody else eats it.
And of course, Tokyo has taken crepes to a whole new level.
Sometimes it's ridiculous. Sometimes it's more Instagrammable than actually worth eating.
Yeah, but still, it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah. And then there was scones in Scotland.
Yes, the best scone we ever had.
Urquhart Castle on Loch Ness.
Just at the little cafeteria there.
Just in the cafeteria.
The best thing is normally when you get scones with clotted cream, you get like a little dish of clotted cream and you sort of take whatever they give you. But there they have a big tub that you just take whatever you want.
Buffet style, unlimited clotted cream.
Yeah.
If you haven't had clotted cream, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should.
You should.
It's like, imagine...
It's also called Cornish cream and Devon cream.
Yeah.
It is. And so if you see a little jar of Devon cream, I know it'll be like, 4 ounces for like $15 or something. But just like make a biscuit, put some butter and jam on it, and then add a dollop of this cream. And
not cream then jam?
No. Cornish style, please. First jam, then cream. That's how Her Majesty eats it.
Queen Victoria?
Yeah. And also my granny was Cornish, so I have to eat it that way.
Okay. So, I'm trying to think of anything else that's...
Oh yeah, I got a couple. Venezuela, BC. Fruit juices there. Unbelievable. I don't know. Venezuela is full disclosure, it's the only country I've been to in South America. But so it might be in other South American countries too, but they have these street stands where you can get fruit juice. And what they do is they chop up the fruit, add a little bit of water, put it in a blender, and that's your juice. It's just basically this like big chunk of, or this big glass of blended pureed fruit with water to make it sort of liquid. And I was blown away.
Yeah.
Blown away. Unbelievably good.
something else that maybe isn't like the best candy in the world, but something you really have to try. If you don't like Turkish Delight, try it in Turkey.
Yeah, I don't like Turkish Delight until I went to Turkey.
And you learn and try some of the different things. Like the one that sort of, I don't know if it's the best, but it was so unique it was worth mentioning, and that was the one with rose and then rose petals and stem and leaves on the outside.
I disagree. I think the ones that were the best were the ones with the pistachio nuts mixed in. And now we're in that region, kurabiyedes,
Yeah.
which are sort of like these little Greek almond cookies that are covered in powdered sugar and spritzed with rose water. They're sort of like, they're soft but crunchy cookies. Like they fall apart in your hand, but they don't crumble. So they don't have the moisture that you would expect for that kind of experience. It's really cool. They're sort of like shortbread meets biscuits. It's like they're just so good. And also in Greece, Greece is not really famous for its chocolate, but it has one chocolate bar brand called Ion, I-O-N, makes fantastic chocolate bars. It's usually just chocolate or chocolate with like almonds scattered in.
They have a whole almond one too. That's really good.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Ladoni ice cream too in Greece.
Yeah,
It's very good. The other thing I was going to mention that was sort of before Allison, but it has been post Allison visitations of it for me, is dessert pierogies.
yes.
Like, it's amazing. Like, people think about pierogies and they think about like meats and potatoes and cheese, but cherries, plums, raspberries, and then you put the sour cream. And if you want a little powdered sugar, but you don't even need it if the fruit has a bit of sugar in it, pierogies as a dessert is so underrated.
I had never even heard of these before I met Chris, and then I never tried them until we were in Poland and came upon a pierogi festival.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was a surprise for me, so it was really cool.
Yeah, I saw the posters and I sort of like casually led Chris there, and he looked like a little kid on Christmas Day that got his first bike.
I grew up with pierogies, so it was like an amazing thing.
Yeah, dessert pierogies are pretty good.
Yeah, and it's really underrated. Like, I'm surprised because you can get pierogies, at least in Canada, you can get pierogies at like your grocery store, frozen ones, but never dessert ones. And I'm like, why don't you sell dessert ones? These would, all you have to do is try it, and it's so good.
Pakistani and Indian desserts are also really good, but the one that sticks out for me is jalebi.
Jalebi is very good.
Want to describe it?
Well, the thing about jalebi is it's basically like a deep fried batter that's sort of done in like a squiggly pattern.
Sort of funnel cake.
Sort of funnel cakey-ish, yeah. I've seen it orange, like this sort of orange crystally stuff, and it's generally covered in sugar as well. Very sweet.
Also dipped in honey.
Yeah.
Or some sort of honey mix.
But the thing that's interesting about it is there's two different kinds I've tried. I tried like some was very narrow and thin, and some that are sort of thicker, and I always find the narrow is a lot better. A lot more crunchy.
It's so crispy.
Yeah, that's what you want.
It's crispy, and then like the sugar of the honey sort of like just pours into your mouth when you crunch into it.
It's almost a watery, sugary drink as you eat it.
And hot churros in Spain was amazing too. That was also moved from BC.
I was gonna say watery sugar drink. The other one is famous Greek layered. What is it? With
Baklava.
Baklava is amazing if you get it done well.
I prefer the sort of more towards the Middle East style. It's got less of the honey.
Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about.
I like the drier ones,
more nutty
the
and less honey.
Lebanese, Turkish style baklava.
Yeah, it's okay. I prefer the sweeter one, but that's not surprising.
But Farsala halva.
Farsala halva is interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's amazing.
I love it.
But it's interesting.
It's definitely memorable. It's not like any halva you've ever seen before. It's sort of like gelatinous. It's kind of like the inside of a pecan pie.
Yeah. And I mean, let's not scoff at some of the greatest treats, because there's some stuff in North America that's pretty good too, like butter tarts.
Butter tarts are pretty good. Also, like the insides of a pecan pie with empty pecans on top.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else.
Maple syrup.
Yeah.
Soft serve ice cream in Toronto.
Soft serve. We just talked about that.
But that was 2 months ago.
That was 2 months ago. Oh my God, that was 2 months ago. I'm trying to think. Disney has some good cupcakes.
Disney has some amazing cupcakes. Not so fascinated with their churros.
No.
They're nothing like in Madrid.
Although it's funny because in Disney all the churros are different. Like the different parts.
True, but there's only been like maybe one that I've actually sort of gone, oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Disney treats have been Mickey waffles, Disney cupcakes.
I was thinking of like Disney, and this was
Remember
actually.
the Goofy birthday cupcake?
That was fun.
That was pretty good.
I was thinking of like things like that, and a Japanese thing that I really like is the melon bun.
I'm not a big fan.
I like them for some reason.
Yeah, they're okay. There's lots of really good Japanese treats.
Yeah, but a lot of them are inspired off of other places.
Yeah, still good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned the Cambodian Ramdang treat. Ramdang, is that what it was called? The restaurant?
The spider?
Yeah, that's memorable.
It is memorable. I developed a like for spiders and
Tarantulas.
Tarantulas.
Deep fried tarantulas.
really good, like tasty.
And silkworms.
Silkworms are good too, but like surprised at how much I enjoyed eating a spider. Like I sort of thought, at worst I thought it would be gross. At best I thought it would be tolerable, but it was actually beyond that and enjoyable.
I gotta be honest, I did not enjoy watching you eat it.
Yeah, well, it's understandable. It's because like visually it's not a thing that you'd want.
It was not pretty.
No, I mean it had the downfall, but of like the little hairs sometimes getting stuck in your teeth. But it was good. It was remarkably
That
good.
is really gross.
Yeah. What do you think about like fast food? Is there any memorable fast food that you've had?
Well, I mean, if you want to go terrible, the masala chicken burger in India.
That was really bad. I know what would go terrible. We actually talked about it on recently, and that was the hot dog place in Thunder Bay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, chili dogs. Like Thunder Bay people love chili dogs at this certain restaurant, and we heard about it from a friend of ours from Thunder Bay, and we realized that I think that people are socialized into loving those chili dogs.
They were awful.
They were gross, but the Persians were amazing.
Persians in Thunder Bay are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know what it is, look up Thunder Bay Persians. It's a donut, but it's like a donut that's just, it's like a donut and a cinnamon bun and lots of other things mixed together. So.
And nobody will judge you there for eating a pink-topped donut.
No, encouraged.
Encouraged.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
I mean, Moss Burger is worth mentioning.
Moss Burger, Japanese fast food.
That became it's such our go-to when we're in Asia that I don't even think about it as being unique, but it is.
It is, and I like the yakiniku rice burger is the best in my view.
Yeah.
I love it, and it was so bad that when I lived in northern Japan and I was craving a hamburger, I knew that the Moss Burger hamburgers were better than the McDonald's across the street. Like they make really good burgers. But if I wanted a hamburger, I went to the McDonald's because I knew if I walked into Moss Burger, I'd get the yakiniku rice burger instead, and I wouldn't satisfy my burger craving. Because the yakiniku rice burger is basically Korean-style barbecued beef on a bun of rice that's been sort of grilled for like crunchiness and flavor. So good.
Yeah, that is really good. I remember as well, I was thinking about burgers, and I was thinking, remember when we got beets and pineapples on the burgers? I think it was in Australia.
Oh, yeah, that was at McDonald's. No, that was in New Zealand.
Was it New Zealand?
At McDonald's, and I got a lamb burger. Oh my god, McDonald's lamb burgers in New Zealand, just don't bother.
That's weird. You'd think that'd be good.
You would think, but no.
But I like having a beet. I actually started, and I've calmed down on it a little bit lately, but for a while I was really into putting pickled beets on my hamburgers, and it's really nice. Not so big on pineapple. I don't hate it, but I've never really craved it since. But a good pickled beet is quite nice on a hamburger.
Can I end this on a piece of nostalgia?
I guess so.
Tiny Tom's Donuts at the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto.
Those were fantastic.
Yeah. You have to eat them while they're still hot. They are gross when they get cold.
Yeah, it's like cheese curd. Like
so good.
Hours and minutes mean something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You can get them coated in sugar, cinnamon, or chocolate, or to have them just plain. So basically, you usually just buy 4 bags of a dozen. They're tiny. They're tiny little donuts, and you eat them all. You know, you share them among 4 or 5 friends, but you eat them all within the first half hour.
You have to.
But they're so good when they're fresh.
Yeah. They used to sell them in Ottawa at the Rideau Centre. There's a Tiny Toms.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
To me, it's such a festival food, though.
Yeah, but you know what? When you're walking through the mall and you smell them, you make an exception.
Yeah.
So they're pretty. I think that's a good way to end.
Okay.
I mean, we could even have a second
That's
episode
like
of this.
memorable from our childhood kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because we both grew up in the Toronto area.
Yeah.
Him in Toronto, me near it.
Yeah, so I think that's good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to another episode of Junk Food on the Road. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at CandyCritic, or go to candycritic.org and find links to all of our other social media, including Facebook and Instagram. You can also go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/candycritic, and there you'll find all kinds of extra bonus content, including the entire library for Snack Facts. So make sure to check that out. We might do a second episode of this if it ever comes upon us to talk about something else. So keep an ear out for that. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I wanna bury you in 6 feet of sugar. I wanna watch you come back to me. With every step I pray it doesn't rain. My own Candy Mountain. They say things don't last, but hey, I've always holding my candy. Not much of a sweet tooth anyway. I wanna bear you 6 feet of sugar, honey. I wanna bear you 6 feet of sugar, honey.